Hey everybody, today I wanted to discuss about the charts inside mode analytics and how we can make use of it to make data driven decisions. Before we start, let's talk about the architecture behind it. We have a Snowflake Data Warehouse and it powers our mode dashboard. And inside Snowflake Data Warehouse, where we what we do is we go to Snowflake's marketplace, and then we fetch existing data from marketplace, and then we query that data. Let me show it to you. So let's go to Snowflake's marketplace. We have this company called Similar Web Limited. They have data on Amazon and Walmart and their estimated purchases and things like that. It's free, so you can try it also. And I just hit the get button, and what happens is they would give you a database and a schema called data feeds, and you'd have the product purchases and views data. So that's our data architecture. And with this, let's go into mode analytics. So before we move into mode, I'd like to show you the table and what it's got inside. So this one's a select star with a limit on the table. So it's got brand name and country code, not country name, country code. But if you go to similar website, they have lookup info on that. This is the estimated purchases that we'll be looking into. And then we've got month information, product information. For site, we have Target, Amazon, Walmart, the popular ones, and title and year, only the last two digits. Pretty straightforward database with no data leak or anything like that. We'll be using this to populate different kind of charts within mode analytics. So let's go inside mode. Okay, I'm going to sign in, and I'm going to go to my work. Let me move this here. So I'm going to go to my work, and I've already have a chart called mode charts visualization. I'm just going to, it was just created 7 minutes ago, barely new. I'm going to hit the edit button. So first, what I'd like to do is I'd like to know the estimated purchase of Amazon.com for the year 2022. Okay, and estimated purchase comes from here. Year 2022 comes from here. We need to add another clause where it says it comes from Amazon. I already have the query written here, so I'm just going to grab it and paste it here, and I'm going to hit the run button. So it gives us this one big number. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a chart based on that. So I'm just going to either I can click this button or I can click this button. So let's try with this button, and here it shows all possible charts. It's got a regular table, a pivot table, a big number, a line chart, a line with bar chart, and so on. The first uh, quick chart we're going to look into is big value. Okay, so let's click into big value, and on the right hand side we have a measure here. All I have to do is just drag and drop it here, and it says sum of estimated purchase value is 1.8 b. Couple of things to do. Let's say your boss wants to know the exact value and wanted to add a currency symbol and comma and everything like that. You just hit the format button. Right now it's on plain text. Let's change it to currency, and it changes to currency. Okay, and let's give it a title: estimated purchase in Amazon 2022. Okay, and this is your main headline. This is like a description. Let's say we wanted to mention added information like includes includes all countries. Okay, so it's just as simple as that. And then once this happens, what we should do is just click this button here where it says add to report builder, and I just click it, and I go to report builder. This is your dashboard, and it's right here. So this is the name we gave, and this is the big number. It just gives us one big number, and that's this number. So let's say your boss wants to know what was the estimated purchase in the year 2022 for Amazon, and you've got this one big number, and you can make it smaller, you can make it bigger, you can plug and play with all these feeds. Now, Amazon competes with Walmart. Let's say your company wants to see the numbers side by side. All you have to do is recreate the same process and plug in Walmart in the where clause and add it here. That's it. So let's go here and hit the duplicate button. Uh, let's go here and take Walmart from here, copy it, go here, paste it, and hit the run button. And we have a new value here. Let's go and change the name of it. So sum of estimated purchase year 2022, and let's mention hyphen Walmart, so increases readability. And then what we do, last time we hit this button, this time let's hit this button and click on big value, and we just drag and drop it here. Last time we went here and changed it into currency. This time, we could do it here. There are multiple ways to do it, and we have this. And let's go here. Actually, let's add it to a report builder, and let's see it in a report builder. So what we have to do is drag and drop it here, so folks can see things side by side. And in order to achieve uniformity, I would copy the exact wording from here and replace it with Walmart. But when you plug and play, feel free to do what you want to do. Let's say if I wanted to add more description, let's do this: US and EU only. So that's all, folks. This is how big number operates, and it gives you one big number, and from that you can derive insights. Now that we have learned about the big numbers, let's look into line chart. They're very interesting and they'll help us understand the data better. So all you have to do is click this plus button here, write a new query, and the query I'm going to write here is going to tell us the estimated sales per website per month in the year 2022. It's very easy. So we'd sum up estimated purchase for sites Walmart and Amazon, and then we group by site and month. So it's going to give us that info. So all I have to do is copy and paste here, hit the run button. Let's wait for it to run. And then click the plus button. We're going to plug our data into the line chart. And then on the line chart, if you see, you have x-axis, y-axis, color, and filter. So one thing I wanted to mention here, the month value comes under measure because it's not month name like Jan, Feb, March. It's month number. That's the reason it comes under measure. Ideally, I would request you to convert it into month name, so it goes to dimension, so it adds more value. But for our case, it should still get the job done. So what we want is estimated purchase for the year 2022. So I'm going to drag it to y-axis, and we want it by month. So I'm going to drag it to x-axis, and then we wanted it to be split by or grouped by Amazon and Walmart. So I'm going to drag it to color, and then instantly you have this data. Just by simply looking at this data, you understand Walmart is doing way lower compared to Amazon. So let's say if you belong to Walmart, you'd probably come up with plans to increase sales. Again, these are estimates. So once we are here, a couple of things to notice. We did not add sum or bracket here, and month is all uppercase, site is all uppercase. So first things first, let's go to format and change it. I don't want everything in uppercase. I hope you like it that way too. So let's try to remove the sum and brackets here. So I'm just going to uh, estimated purchase 2022, and then there's no currency symbol here, so I'm going to add the currency symbol. And then if you want your legend on the side, you could have it here, or let's say if you want it at the bottom, you can have it here. So I'm just going to do top, because charts people scroll from the top, so it's helpful if it's on the top or on the right. It depends on everybody's taste, so whatever you feel like, just plug and play. Again, site is all uppercase, so let's make it smaller. Okay, now title of chart, estimated purchase on Amazon and Walmart in the year 2022. Okay, so this is our title here. Let's say we wanted to add a description. So let's come up with a description where it says this is estimate only, so that people are shared this estimate information and not actual numbers. And then regular stuff added to report builder. Before we go into report builder, I'd like to change the name of query 3. So what I'd like to do is just copy this and go here, hit the rename button, and I change it to this, so it's easy for us to read. Let's click before we go to the report builder, I wanted to share something about colors here. If you like these colors, I think these are pretty good colors. If you like it, you can keep it that way. But if you wanted to be a little bit creative and plug and play, you could just plug and play just like that, and just go to report builder, and then we have our chart right here. If you want to add a space between our count quick chart and this, you can do it by uh, clicking that text button and dragging it dragging it in between these two. You see that little rectangle there? When that shows in between, just drop it there, and you would have it there. Let's say you want to add more information, you know, bring another text, paste it here. You can type line chart, or you could type something else. Given that this video explains about charts, I'm just typing line charts here. So the line chart, what it does is it gives us a comparison between two sites like Amazon and Walmart. The next chart we're going to see is a line and a bar chart. So let's say you have estimates for certain months, and then you have actual value. A line and a bar chart will be very helpful. So what we're going to do is click the plus button, and then go to mode from Snowflake, copy it, go here. Let's go through our SQL query. So I've just added this little piece here, estimated views. Everything else remains the same, and then I hit the run button. So we have purchase here, site here, month here, and views here. Obviously, it's hard to read in the table. So let's click this plus button, and this is the chart we're going to build. So hit the plus button. Once you hit the plus button, mode makes it really easy. It says one field in the x-axis, two fields in the y-axis. Okay, so month needs to be on the x-axis, purchase needs to be on the y-axis, views need to be on the y-axis. Okay, so on the second month, the estimated purchase was this, and the estimated views was this. So pretty much your purchase and view, uh, are aligned. Again, let's do a little bit of cleaning. So let's come here. Let's call it month, and then let's call this estimated purchase. uh, Obviously this has to be currency, y2 axis. So folks, this is your y2 axis. Okay, this is your y1, this is your y2. Okay, and then estimated views. Again, this deals with currency, so let's do currency. It shows legend, and on the title, let's do purchase versus view. And then since this is getting clipped, I'm going to move it to the bottom so that we see this information here. And then let's go here and let's do purchase versus view between Amazon and Walmart. uh, and then let's also talk about this thing called filter here. Okay, obviously our data includes Amazon and Walmart. Let's say you wanted to filter on the fly. All you have to do is drop it here, and it's going to show you uh, Amazon and Walmart. So what we can do is just select Amazon here and let's do apply and close. Okay, and when we do that, we have to just rename this one as Amazon only, and then here let's mention it's Amazon, uh, and then let's add it to our report builder. Again, if you are creative, uh, you could plug and play with a lot of options here. Let's do the bottom one, assign palette. Let's do something random, or maybe let's try subdued, or if you're into pastel, let's do this one. So and then we go to report builder, and then we hit the text button and then drag it all the way to the bottom, place it in between these two, uh, and then we have this value here. We have the bar chart, the chart here, the bar here, and the line here, and that's how easy it is to do this line plus bar chart. Now we know that this one's for Amazon, so what we'll do is rename this, and let's do uh, purchase versus view hyphen Amazon, and let's hit the save button, and let's duplicate it and do it for Walmart. So we go here, hit the duplicate button, and let's run it. So you can only rename it once the data gets populated here. Okay, so we'll wait for the data to get populated, and once it shows up, we can click here and rename it. Let's call it Walmart, and then let's click save. Hit this Visual Explorer, go here, and then again same, one field in the x-axis, that would be month, two field in the y-axis. Let's choose a different color, add filter. This is where we would choose Walmart, okay, because the previous one was Amazon. And then we would go here, we would change to month, the format will remain the same, estimated purchase, and the format would be currency here. That was your y1 axis. We move to y2 axis, estimated views, format currency, and then let's go to legend, give it a name, purchase versus views. Let's put it at the bottom, and then let's call it purchase versus views hyphen Walmart. Let's add a description here, Walmart US only, and let's add this to our report builder. And then when we go here, we should have our Walmart chart. One thing I notice is that view to purchase ratio is a little bit less in Walmart, whereas here the view to purchase ratio is neck and neck, but here it is a little less. So this tells me that not everybody, the view through purchase conversion rate is low, and we have to do something about it. So what I'm going to do is insert a text field here, and then I'm going to drag it all the way to the bottom and paste it here so that there's a space here. So this is your line plus bar chart. Hey, I hope you had a educative session from one of our tutorial videos. Just in case if you're wondering how to get in touch with us, you can always email me at chris@analyze.agency, or you could visit our website, which is analyze.agency. Hit the get in touch button and plug in your details. Who we are a data and analytics consulting services. We worked in all three major cloud platforms: AWS, GCP, and Azure. We ETL data, we analyze data, we warehouse data, and we also include AI in our data. So, if you wish to get in touch, please do, and let's have a discovery call. Thank you.